y'all so much for dropping in on this video. This is some vintage fabric that I've been hoarding. And I was inspired by several different folks today. I've been watching, trying to catch up on some videos, and just love all the ephemera makes. Well, it dawned on me, I had not pulled out my fabrics in a while. And I thought, you know what, maybe I should just try to do a video where I try to work through some of these vintage fabrics instead of hoarding them. What can I make as to build my stash using these specific fabrics? I thought, well, why do I have to make just one thing? Let me go through and just make a few things. So we're gonna do that together, but I'll show you a few of the things that I've already done. This is homemade washi tape, fabric washi tape. I used to, and still do, have a bunch of this double-sided tape. This comes from the Dollar Tree, okay? I have several rolls of it. You know, I've stocked up on that. But you see how thin it is. I don't even know if this is 1/4 of an inch. This may be 1/4 of an inch thick, okay? I wanted something that was wider, and so I've primarily used, this is 1.5 inch double-sided carpet tape, basically is what this is, with what it's called. I get it at Walmart, or I get it at Amazon, I'm sorry. I'll have the links for this stuff that I can link, I'll link it. And you've seen me use this size, but I wanted something in between this and this. So I went out to my Uncle Jeff and I found a couple of different options. So I thought, okay, well, I've got that. Now I can make me a little stash of a variety of widths and lengths of this different fabric, homemade fabric washing. And I absolutely have sat here and had the best time doing it, to be honest with you. It's just relaxing. There's no rhyme or reason to it. I don't have to matchy anything. I just have to make some little strips of varied widths and lengths of some of my favorite fabrics. So let's make a couple together. How about that? I haven't done this one yet. See, this came in Happy Mail too, by the way. So let's go ahead and start with this. I think this is 1/2 inch. Pretty sure this is 1/2 inch. Very sticky, okay, very sticky. Kind of not hard to work with. You just have to maneuver it. You know, just know, I mean, it's going to be sticky. That's just all there is to it. So I'm going to take these scissors. I got these off of Amazon too, these Singers, and they've never done me wrong. I really enjoy working with these, but I don't use these scissors on anything sticky, right? I just primarily use them on the fabric. So I know, let's see how the outside of this is actually a little sticky too. Let's see. We're gonna make sure, and I let it overhang a little bit. I'm not really not worried about that. I don't mind it overhanging because I can trim it if I need to. So let's cut this down. And then all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, now these are the scissors I use to cut anything that's sticky, gluey, adhesive, anything like that. These are the scissors I use, and then I'll clean them up after. I can wipe them off with an alcohol wipe or something like that. This is how easy this is, y'all. And then I'm going to take my bone folder or something that I can burnish this down with and just make sure, both sides, that there's no air bubble and it's adhered as much as possible. And then that way, and if you want to, you can cut this off. I'll save this for later. You'll see. And I can use that on something. We're gonna do some other stuff. I can trim this up so it's even. And there's your just a little piece of fabric washi. What would you use this on, you ask? Well, how about something like this? I don't know. Is this one better? I mean, you can, how about, let's do this. I've got some coffee dyed index cards over here. How about this? Let's peel it off. And let's put this here. And you have a little decorative element. And if you wanted to, you could put, let's do this. Let's put some real washi down on it, on the front here. Oops. I just got this washi too, not that long ago. I didn't need any more washi in my life, but this was it was a clearance deal. I actually found it Hobby Lobby, and I said, well, I'll go ahead and get it because it was so pretty. Okay, now let's try. Oops, did that one the wrong way. That was not smart. Let's do it like this. And then that way you have little writing space and just a little decorative element. You can go, and of course you can layer on this. You could, you know, I'm going to do some sewing, but not here on camera. I'll come back and show you, but I could stitch across this. I mean, there's just a number of different things you could do, but that is one of the things we can do with our fabric. This is going to be a quick video. I think this will be fairly quick. Let's show you some other things here. Let me see something here. I've got some. Y'all have any of these little music cards? Little flash cards for music? Let's see if we've got a contrasting kind of color. Look how wonky this piece is. Maybe too big. If you don't have a sewing machine, that is perfectly okay. That is absolutely perfectly okay. Use some Fabri-Tac. Fabri-Tac is meant to adhere fabric to anything pretty much, but fabric to paper for sure. So you could adhere that down like that. I'm gonna run a stitch across this, and I may add, let's see, do I have anything that's not, let's see. May add just a little contrast of some kind. How about this little, see these little offcuts right here? We could certainly do that if we wanted to. And then, and again, I'll come back and show it to you once it's got the stitch in it. Let me put that off to the side. We'll do that. Look how pretty this is. And that, I mean, I'm not gonna waste that. That is enough to do something with here. I've got some index cards here, some larger index cards. Let's look and see. Would this be good on the blue or on the pink? Kind of like it on that pink. So, oh look, we could do this. Let's say we could do something like that. And I should have pulled some lace, and I have some lace. I can pull that too. We could certainly pull that too. Look at this little, maybe a little coordinated piece like this, something, I don't know, something like this. Just right there. And we'll come back and show that to you. I mean, you have any of these, look, let's look at these. I pulled all kind of stuff over here. Let's look at something. Let's look at these little flashcards. I love these flashcards. I haven't used them in forever either, but they're matte on the back, so they're really good. They're very good actually to write on the back. Let's see. Blue and purple. Wonder. Let's see. I think that's too big. I may not use this one. Oh, look at these. Look at this piece right here. That's pretty cool. I like this a lot. I want to take this apart. Let me take this. This green and orange fabric is definitely vintage. I could almost guarantee that's vintage. In fact, I'm pretty sure I remember who this came from. This came in Happy Mail. Let's see. And that blue one too is pretty. My thumb has been bothering me since yesterday, and I'm not sure why. It feels like a little trigger finger action happening, but you know, just wear and tear on the old body. I'm not sure I want to use it on this though. It's probably not the best option for that. Let me look at something here. How about, yeah, we're going to do something like this. We're going to do something like this. And we're going to go across. I just love the little raggy fabric elements on a note card. Now, I also have some stickers, some little journal say stickers of some little ladies that I could add. There's just a number of different things you could do if you have little flowers, whatever you have. I don't know if I'll go all out and decorate it, but if I do this, typically what I will do is I will sit here and do just what I'm doing with you guys here, make a stash where I have at least one element, which is the fabric element, on the cards. I'll have them in a stash, and then whenever I go to create or need them for a journal, I will pull them, and depending on the style of journal, then I'll add another element. So if it calls for botanical, I'll pull my flowers out. If it calls, if it's better for like the Dick and Jane little, because I have some little fussy cuts of Dick and Jane, I'll use that. Just depends. So, but typically I can start like this, and this is already done, and then I'll just add that kind of element after. Let's put that off to the side. Let's cut this. And I don't mind, especially this vintage fabric. I appreciate a good fray. So I don't mind the strings. I'll cut the strings down, kind of trim them up a little bit. But I appreciate when the cotton frays. Let's see. Let's get this cleaned up. I hope everybody's had a good day, a good week. We had, I know this doesn't matter in YouTube land what day it is here today, but it is a Saturday here, Saturday afternoon. It's been a great day. I start my Saturday mornings with my coffee clutch folks. Everybody comes and we do a live stream, and we basically just have coffee together and chat. We do a little craft, little 15, 20-minute craft at the end. It's just fun. We chat about, I don't know, different things, nothing in particular and everything in between, really, to be honest. It's really just a lot of fun. I think I'm gonna follow this formula. I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. I'm gonna do this. I had some yellow somewhere. I don't know if that's the yellow I want, but I have some more yellow right here behind me on my chair. Let's see. This is a very thin gingham. I've been having it for a pretty good long while too. I think that's kind of thick and I think it's kind of long. Let's cut this down a little bit. Okay, let's see. Yeah, just another little element like this. And then may not do that one. Hold on a minute. Let's look at this blue. Yeah, that's it. So we'll do a raggy-taggy one like that. Okay, let's move on to, let me show you some of the other base elements that I'll use, which are these. And again, you can see I'm gonna grab some more of these too, and we'll do a couple together. But you can see here, it's just the same concept. I'm just adding scrappy fabric to the top. And like I said, I sew them on. You don't have to do that. You can glue them on. It's just fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Nobody says you have to have a sewing machine and junk journaling, because you don't. You really do not have to have that. So let me grab a couple of those. Do something on a bag. So we're not going to sew. We won't sew this bag. Let's glue it down for those folks, because I don't want y'all to feel like you have to have a sewing machine. You don't have to have a sewing machine. Look how pretty this fabric is. I'm just gonna pull at these threads just to get it to fray a little bit more. If you don't like the fray, just trim it down. Just do your crimping. I call them crimping. They're not crimping. I don't know why. I always call them crimping too. That's my go-to word. I don't know why I do that. I'll have to put up on the screen what they are, or I'll remember it tonight at 10 o'clock. That's usually what happens to me. The first time I wake up in the middle of the night, I'll be like, oh my God, that's the word I was trying to think of. So stupid. So crazy what my brain does anymore. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. I'm liking that. Now I want a little bridge in between. I want something right here to fill, not to fill the gap, but to just kind of, that might be a little much. I really don't, I kind of don't have a rhyme or reason of how I put fabric together. I wish I could tell y'all that there was a formula, but there really kind of is not. Let me see something. Let me try this. I like this fabric a lot too, because it's very different. The pattern is unique, I think. The color and the pattern is unique. Let's see. I'll cut some of that down. Okay. So let's get our Fabri-Tac. Look here. We are going to glue this one down first. I don't need all of that, do I? Let me save some of this. I'll be able to use that in something else. I was talking to the Coffee Clatch earlier today, and I wanted to just mention this. I won't talk about it in every video, but I do want to mention something about internet safety. Oh, I probably did that wrong. Yeah, I probably wanted to go a little more crooked with that. And that's the beauty of Fabri-Tac. You've got a little bit of time to kind of move it around a little bit. I want to talk about internet safety for just a minute. And I'm not trying to scare anybody, but I just want to mention to you guys, I got an email last week from who I thought was Gail Augustinelli at first blush. And this email was a very pleasant, very nice email. and it did not ask me for anything. It was not what I would consider a scam, and an easily identifiable scam email. Okay, it really wasn't. But it was there's just something about it that just didn't ring true Gail Augustinelli. Well, first of all, let me establish this. I don't know Gail, and Gail doesn't know me. Now, of course, I watch her videos. I do try to watch some of Gail's videos. She's so pleasant, and she's just so friendly, and I do enjoy her content very much. But we don't know each other like that. I know I joke sometimes and talk, and like I'll say stuff like my best friend Gail, but we are not besties, I promise. Anyway, I decided that before I responded to this email, and I hope Gail doesn't mind me telling you guys this, I don't think she would, but I reached out to her Cinnamon Tea Etsy shop email or messaging on Etsy. And I basically just apologized for reaching out to her like that. And I said, listen, explain the situation to her. And she was very lovely about it. She responded back and she said, no, in fact, that is not my email address. Because I said, listen, I received an email from who I think or who I thought at first was presumably you, but I just want to verify. And if it was you, thank you so much. I will respond to the email, but could you verify that you sent the email? And this is the email address that it came from. Well, she responded back and said, no, this is not me. And it infuriates me that people use my name or likeness to try and scam someone. And I'm sure it's very concerning. And what was so bizarre to me, isn't this cute? See, you can just use it just like that. Now, that's it. If you want to put a little sentiment at the top, that would be lovely too. But I think that's perfect. When I got her response, what was so disturbing to me was the fact that whoever it was, had actually taken the time to read the last comment that I posted on her video, because the email in and of itself was in regards to that comment. And I mean, they went into great detail. Like I said, they never asked for anything. Like, this was not, would you send us your debit card number and we'll send you that. No, it was nothing like that. It was very complimentary. It was, your comment is, you're so funny, but there was enough of it that I thought, oh my God, I think these people have actually watched my channel too. And that's what's so disturbing, is the time that they take, to get to know how to get to you. So please be mindful and be safe on the internet, please. Don't, and listen, just from my perspective, I'm not going to reach out to anybody, any of my friends or subscribers here on YouTube, and ask you for anything. I will never do that. I won't do that. I wouldn't do that in real life. This is just not something I would do. So please be very aware and be very careful. Internet safety first. Anywho, I've got a guest check here, as you can see. I put washi on the back of this perforated edge. So you don't see it here. You don't lose any of the visual here, but it helps to bolster so this doesn't, just fall off or become separated. And I actually got that from our friend Gail Augustinelli. I got that tip from her. So perfect timing, segue. I didn't even plan it, which is kind of crazy, but I did not plan that. Let's do this. How about we do this? Let's take and let's use some of this washi that we actually just made. How about that? Let's try that. Let's see how good it is. Can we get it off the... Yeah. And then see how this has a little perforation on the top here, which we could have separated it. It wouldn't have mattered, but let's just go ahead and use it to put our washi, fabric washi down, homemade fabric washi down. I like that. I like that quite a bit. Okay, let's see. How can we do... you know what we can do? Let's do this. Let's make us a little pocket. Let's make a little pocket. I am going to take this top off of this one because I don't need it. And I'm going to put this on the diagonal. We're going to cut it. I love to make ephemera. Oh, man, I messed that up. But you know what? We're going to go with it. We're going to go with it. It's going to be all right. I do. I love to make ephemera. I have so much ephemera. It's out of control. I need to start doing a giveaway of ephemera. And I've been thinking about my Saturday coffee clutch. I really have been thinking about a giveaway. And maybe I do that. Maybe I just need to put a couple of ephemera packs together because I do have so much. And just, you know, one of the things that we do at Coffee Clutch will be a giveaway. So stay tuned for that. I think that would be fun. What do y'all think? We just have so much fun at the Coffee Clutch. I tell people it really is like everybody's come for coffee and we're just hanging out. And you can drink tea if you want, or Diet Coke, or whatever it is you have, whatever your morning beverage choice is. You know? No big. Okay, so. See? I like that. Okay. We'll use our art glitter glue on this side. And we'll come down this way with this. So we're just doing that, and then we'll just put it together. Cutting paper up and gluing it back together. It's what we do. It's what we do. And we have fun doing it. That's what's so fabulous about it all. Okay, so now you have a little, let me show you. We've got a little pocket here, right? Ooh, it fits that little, I'm liking that. Okay, let's see. What do we have here? Okay, we can do, why don't we do that? Why don't we do, I like this better. And I was looking for, we may just leave this, and I have some little flowers that I can put right here, but I'll show you at the end. Let's go ahead and fabric this down. Let's go ahead and fabric all of this down. Don't need a lot. A little will go a long way. And just do this side. And I don't, listen, whenever I do these, I just make sure I have enough glue on it to really kind of keep it stuck in the middle, okay? I don't mind that it kind of flounces, like it's, see how it hangs over here and over here. That doesn't bother me. It's really never kind of bothered me. So, but if it bothers you, secure it how you need to secure it, right? Now let's look at this one. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. Let's do this. How about, how about this, y'all? Oh, I'll sew that. Let me go to the sewing machine. I've got enough here that I want to go to the sewing machine, and I'll be right back and I'll show you what it is. Everybody's probably already clicked away of this desk because it's so distracting. Let me move some of this stuff around. I don't want to show you what I sewed yet. I want to show you, I want to finish up these. I got some time cards out, okay? Let me show you what I'm going to do with this one. I'm going to go ahead and cut a little bit of this. Yeah, that's good. probably a little too much, but that's all right. I was gonna do a little hole. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I am probably going to do this right here instead. And you see how this little tail right here, of course I couldn't go all the way across with the tape. I'm okay with that because what will wind up happening is I can just let it overhang a little bit and it'll just come off the side like that. Now I'm going to make my pocket. Dang it. Oh, I have to trim that off. Hold on a second. See, that adhesive is going to catch on everything if I don't get that trimmed away right now. It's going to catch on every piece of paper I try to put in that pocket. I didn't go down far enough, but that's okay. That's all right. There we go. And we'll put that like this. And we've got us a little pocket. A little bitty pocket. Yeah. Let's use that. We'll do something like that. And I'm going to show you what else we can do with fabric. Hold on a second. Let me see something here. Look, see this right here? We'll get our stapler out. And we will staple this on here. And you've got a little pull. So I may should have trimmed that a little bit more. Let me get a little bit more off of that. And you know what else I'm going to do to help it slip into this, help it slide into the pocket? If I can find my corner rounder. A lot of the times if you will go ahead and round the corners, that will also help it to slide in and out easier. So you've got that. I can ink around it in just a little bit. Now watch this one. Look what I did here. I went ahead and left this one like it is because the back side has writing on it already. So all I had to do was sew a couple of pieces of little scrappy fabric. That's it. Just some scrappy fabric on there. Do that. Okay. And then we'll glue this down. We'll hold that for a second. Art glitter glue does not take long to adhere. That's the, I don't want to call it a downside. It's not a downside. It's just that's the way art glitter glue works. I mean, it's seconds. It's adhered. It's not going to move. And then we can, oh, that one's way too wide. Let's see. I have to come make that skinny. Skinny, skinny. What we could do on this one, let's see. I almost feel like doing a pull on that one too. If I could find something that's like that. I would want to sew that. I may go sew that. And if I can get a stitch in this right here, see how skinny that is? I'm telling you, every piece of scrap, if I can get a stitch on it, I will stitch it on there. This would be the same concept with these taller cards. I think I'm gonna make this a short pocket. I think we are gonna do that. Yeah, that way it'd be just a kind of a little bit of a taller tag, shorter pocket. Now, what do we want to do? That's pretty, huh? Ooh, that's pretty. Let me see something. I just kind of like that, y'all. I really kind of like that. Let's do it. Let's glue this down. Now, these pockets are tight, okay? Just understand that there's no gusset. So you're not going to fit like, you're probably just going to slide one piece of index card or paper or something on it. And that's pretty much it. This is just kind of wide. I wish I had a I wish that color were. Did I do I did them all the same width. That's the only problem. Oh, that's pretty, isn't it? And then you're not losing the name here. Let's see something. Let me show you something. I still like that so much. I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it. It's got a lot of thread on it. Let me pull some of that off. I think I had mentioned to you guys that I had gotten Murder, She Wrote or the first season of Murder, She Wrote for Mother's Day. And I love it. 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 DVDs. Yep, DVDs. And I'm keeping this, y'all. I'm going to do something with that. This tape comes off really easy too, y'all. I think that's fabulous. Should we put something up at the top here? Or should we just maybe leave that alone? What do y'all think? I don't know. It's kind of wide. Do I have anything over here? I'm sure I could find something. Just maybe have to find it after the video. I'll have to find it after the video's over probably, but I'll find something. Let's look at what we made so far. Let's just take a peek at what we made so far and we'll wrap this up. I just wanted to give y'all some ideas. If y'all had some fabric, even if you don't have a sewing machine, use your Fabri-Tac. And I've got what I have used here. If it's a link, I've linked it. And I'll give you deep links so that you don't have to go into my store. It's all very accessible, but you don't have to buy from those links. Even if you use those links for the description and you can go find it somewhere else cheaper, go get it cheaper. But just for your convenience, they're there. If you use my links and you do buy from my links, thank you very much. I appreciate it more than you know. Here's a little paper bag. I think this is so cute. We can just put it just like that as a little pocket. I could put a sentiment up here. I think that'd be fabulous. We just did this one. Here's our little guest check with a little... see, look, little fabric, scrappy fabric at the top. This is coffee dyed. It's perfect. A little music flashcard. Both front and back have a little fabric. No rhyme or reason. No color. I mean, just put what you like. And then, you know what's going to happen? If you pick what you like and you don't worry about, am I using color theory, it will come out the way you want it to come out. That, you could flip that over, use that as a little hidden journaling spot. This is washi tape on one side, fabric washi on the other. A bigger index card. Here's that one. Look, this is how this one came out. I did a little bitty ruffle. I'm obsessed with those little ruffles. See how it comes off the side like that? I'm okay with it. Think it's precious. Like this, no rhyme or reason. Just, oh, I was going to do this one too, and I forgot. We'll save that for another time. This we just did also. Little index card, time card, action. round the corners. It does help. It does help. I probably still need to, yeah, I'll probably trim that up just a touch. Very tight little pocket. Here's that one. We stapled the little fabric tag to the top. Very cute. And here we just left like this, and then that way if we needed a tall tag, we could certainly do that. We could put a pattern person right here, one of the taller people that I have, but just scrappy pieces of fabric at the top. And that's it. I mean, that's it. Look at how many I was, and in no time you can, you know, you can make it. It doesn't really, ephemera doesn't have to be complicated. It can be. If you want to build on ephemera, it is worth it. If it brings you joy to do that, by all means do that. Sometimes I will sit and do that also. I'm just saying for this ephemera session, I just wanted to go through my little fabric scraps and was able to get through quite a few. So thank you all so very much for coming along. I do appreciate it. And remember what I always say, I really do hope that whatever it is you get to do today or in the next few days, it is at least as much fun as I had using this fabric and just having a play and making some ephemera with you guys. Thanks. We'll chat soon.